Our next topic is about DNA replication. Replication means taking of copy. That is called replication. Here in this case, DNA is getting replicated. That's why it's said to be DNA replication. During this replication, each DNA molecule, you know that it is of double-stranded. This is one strand and this is the second strand. So each strand is give rise to two strands. This single one is being released out and each one is give rise to another strand. So that is called replication. So it has the capacity to replicate itself. So give rise to two DNA strand. It should be named as a parent and automatically this is said to be daughter or else resultant one. This parent is acting as a template. Template in the sense carrying genetic characters that is to be transported towards the next generation. That is called template. So this parent DNA is acting as template in this case. There are three hypotheses taken out to indicate or explain about the DNA replication. Hypothesis means it's a rule or a model which is to be taken as a hypothesis. So what are the hypotheses? There are three. The first one is conservative. The second one is dispersive. And the third one, which is most common and also it is accepted and proved by a scientist, that is semi-conservative. These are the three hypotheses which is explained to understand what is DNA replication and how the replication taken place in the case of animals. So let's see one by one. The first one, conservative case. In this conservative case, the template, that is the parent, is acting as template. So this strand is being divided or released into two. The one must be old, the another must be new. In this old, the original characters, that is the template characters or the parental character, has been preserved in old. It should be as it is. But in this new, there is some new characters arise. That may be from grandparents to the new one, to the new offspring. We can denote this as another color. This is having new characters or some other characters may be included here, but in this case the old one having or preserved all the characters of parents. So this in turn give rise to same. This again give rise to another generation. In this case one must be old, that is preservation of parental characters. All the other three having some new characters, new generation. So here the parental characters are being preserved all the way through its generations. So new characters preserved in its own way through the generations. Let's move to the next dispersing. Here in this case, the parental DNA is as it is. Where again it is give rise to two strands or released into two, both having, that is one strand is divided into here, another strand is here, and taking its own copy, replica itself, and making the same character as it is in the case of parents. Original characters are preserved here. But in the subsequent generation, it has been changed. Here, both old and new characters are formed. It's a combination, so that is fragments form together and make these connections. Let's see, without the strand, it must be like one old strand, new strand, again old strand, again new strand, and then old strand. This is the combination of both old and new in the case of dispersing hypothesis. So this is mostly this kind of hypothesis or DNA replication format is mostly least common. So here the fragments are produced, both old and new are produced in here. So in the next one, that is semi-conservative. In this case, let's have the old, or else the parental DNA is like this. It is spliced into two. It is having one old. Here also it is having one old, but having one more strand. Here itself it is get combined. That is new strand. So automatically, if it give rise to the next generation character or transmission of the next generation, means what will happen? There is only one old strand, or else the preserved parental character must be of one strand, but all the other having a combination of both, like fragmentation. Like in the case of disposing hypothesis, here it's taken out, but the other are completely old. Here also it is having one strand is completely new, another one is old. They are having one new strand, but another one should be old one, preserved of parental characters. This is most common and it has been accepted, and also it has been experimentally proved by the scientist. So the one old strand is new, and one old strand is old. In this case, both new and old is present. Here it is completely old and completely new one. So this is the most common one. This replication process has taken place in the case of S phase of mitosis or cell cycle. So what is S phase here? Means that is a cell cycle where it's a complete rotation is taken place. Each and every stage has its own character. First phase is M space or mitosis. Then it give rise to the next one, that is gap. In this gap it has its growth. Again it has one more cycle, that is called S, where the DNA is being synthesized. Synthesized in the sense, this kind of old and new format following the DNA replication, it will taken place in this case. And then again it has a one more gap, that is called G2. Again here also having growth space. Growth in the sense, here it is for the preparation of mitosis. So this S space where the replication is taken place. That is why they said that this replication process is taken in the case of S phase of cell cycle. This is just to understand, this is not in your book, but just to understand what is this. First mitosis taken place. After mitosis there is one gap. During that gap period or lag period, they undergo growth stage. After that period they are synthesizing DNAs. This synthesizing DNA is called replication. After replication they are having one more gap, that is called G2. Here also growth taken place, but here they are prepared themselves for the mitosis. All the surroundings or environment inside the cell being prepared for the mitosis. So we can say that the DNA replication taken place by some steps should be followed. What are they? Means first the DNA should unwind. It is like this, DNA, it should be unwind. Unwind means making itself separated into two strands. That is called, it should unwind, and then hydrogen bond between them should be breaks up, so that it will make some new strand. For that reason they are breaking their bond between them, so it will easy to make another bond or another strand. That's why they are breaking their hydrogen bond. Then separated strand is now acting as template. Template in the sense, it should carry original characters of parent. So as it is in the case, it should have the parental character, original one. Here also they are having original one. Among that only it should make its own copy. Then it will make one polypeptide chain. Then only it will given out double stranded ribbon shape. If more than a number of polypeptide that's formed means there is no double strand, so that it should maintain one polypeptide chain. As I already said, the DNA replication, that is semi-conservative hypothesis. As I said, this is very common. This has been experimentally proved. So who involved in this? The scientist's name is Michelson and Stahl. In 1958, they proved that DNA replication is following the semi-conservative hypothesis. So for that reason, they are taking E. coli for the experimental purpose, Escherichia coli. So they are having nucleus. Within that it has a nucleosome. They are having spindle shaped DNA material. They are taken two bacteria. Just given the experiment with the help of diagram, no need to draw, just to understand what is it. What they do means they make the isotope, that is nitrogen chloride. They treat the E. coli bacteria with the help of isotope. So how after treatment they are having heavy isotope, that is N15. They are said to be heavy. But in the case of this E. coli, they are treated them with light, that is one position less, that is called light treatment of isotope. They are said to be light. So the chemical formula for the one, and that is NH4Cls. This is the position of nitrogen. This are the two nitrogen bond position. You have the nitrogen. So when the region, that is nitrogen, is being isotope treatment, undergone isotope treatment, it will become N15. But in this case, they are heavily isotopically heavy molecules. Here also they are treated with isotope, but here in this case it is light and also having N14 type isotope. So this is the structure of lightly isotopically treated E. coli bacteria, and this is heavily isotopically treated bacteria. So as I said, heavy culture medium is treated with the nitrogen source, so it has N15. But in the case of another one, they are with the light culture medium, that is N14. Imagine that they are taken or isolate the DNA material from the E. coli into a test tube. So they are completely having heavily cultured one. Here it is lightly cultured one. So DNA has been separated and they are being here. So what they do means they mix the both into a single medium. Thus it is having both heavily cultured one and also lightly cultured one. So what will happen means they are make this test tube into the technique called ultra centrifuge. What is this means? Imagine that there is one center point, this T shape. Here the test tube is attached here, where this contain this N15 and N14 DNA material. For the balance purpose, they are attaching empty or without any culture medium, they attach some test tube for the balancing purpose. On the center axis, it will rotate itself. It is having some range of speed, so that it will density gradient will be followed. So this rotation makes the content settle down according to the heavy and light particles. We can say light particles are down, heavy particles are at the top, or else it may differ, heavy particles down or light particles up. Like that, band formation will be formed during this ultracentrifugation. This will help us to identify the NH, or they will separate the NH15 from NH4. This will make some band formation, N15 or N14. So this will separate both heavily and lightly isotoped one. So this will understand how gradient or how fast the generation of next generation will have heavy or light. For that reason, they are making this ultracentrifuge method. After mixing this, before getting to the ultracentrifugation, they treat the solution with the help of cesium chloride. So that it will separate the bands or distinguish with the color the N14 and N15. They will settle down two different bands, colored bands, so that we can identify and also separate them from the medium. They continue this kind of culture, that is band formation, for 14 generations, that too with the help of same centrifugation force. So it will given out with the 20 minutes gap duration. The centrifugation run out with 20 minutes duration. The first, that is first centrifugation force given out with the band formation, that is light. Completely 100%. After 20 minutes, that is after 40 minutes, there is one more band is formed, that is in the intermediate one. They named it as a H, heavy. This is intermediate, and after even 20 minutes, there is one more band is formed, that is light. So altogether we can say that in the test tube, there is one intermediate, heavy, and also light band in between intermediate one. So these are the that is resultation of cesium chloride treated isotopes of undergo and ultracentrifugation. What has been concluded through this ultracentrifugation method, light and heavy isotope treatment and cesium chloride treatment, means there is one heavy DNA, they are said to be heavy DNA. They split it out into two. As I already said, that original is being preserved in the next generation itself. So there is one more formation is provided. that is intermediate, not the light band. This is said to be hybrid DNA, because they are having new and also the old one. After the next generation, there are some slight changes where this parental characters being preserved in next generation. But at the same time, there is a light DNA also produced without the mingling of both old and new, but only new one. These are said to be light DNA. So this is what they conclude. There is one parental character or old DNA, one new DNA. That's the one. But in the case of semi-conservative hypothesis, there is one more new, that is really new one, hybrid formation is there. What does that means? Both old and new form together and make one more character. That is called hybrid DNA. This has been proved by the scientist.